No warning. No tease. Just a sudden upload that detonated across timelines. Kysre Gondrezick, former WNBA guard, revealed as Playboy's Miss June 2025. The images hit like a power move disguised as a photo shoot. Diamond lighting, satin textures, and an athlete's precision turned into seduction. Within hours, it wasn't just sports pages posting her. It was culture blogs, meme accounts, and even sneaker influencers quoting the drop. Fans were split. Some called it liberation. Others called it career suicide. But everyone was looking. Gondrezick, once defined by her on-court potential and off-court silence, had just flipped her entire narrative in one upload. This wasn't a casual collab or thirst trap. It was a total rebrand, executed in a space no WNBA player had stepped into before, Playboy's centerfold. The internet didn't know how to process it. Basketball circles argued about professional image. Fashion Twitter called it an era. Even former teammates reportedly found out the same way everyone else did, through a flood of retweets and tagged stories. But that's not all. The drop didn't just trend. It outperformed celebrity content. Analysts tracking social velocity noted that Gondrezick's reveal surpassed Bieber's and Drake's latest posts in terms of repost ratios and engagement density. A WNBA name suddenly became the most discussed woman in digital culture that week. Before the glam shots and headlines, Kysre Gondrezick was the quiet star. The former Indiana Fever guard, known more for her polished game than her personal chaos. Then came the silence. A hiatus from pro ball, scattered sightings at events, hints of a pivot but nothing confirmed. Nobody expected her return to the spotlight would come draped in silk and shadow under the Playboy banner. Reports claim she'd been testing modeling lanes for months, subtle brand shoots, curated looks, an uptick in luxury tags. Still, the Playboy reveal felt like skipping every intermediate step. From the court to the cover, no transition period, no filter. Online, reactions fractured instantly. WNBA purists called it off-brand, claiming it blurred the line between athlete and influencer. Others saw strategy. A player who understood visibility was currency and wasn't waiting for ESPN to hand her relevance. Comment sections became war zones. Some fans praised her for owning her image, while others accused her of abandoning the sport. But the deeper tension wasn't about morality, it was about control. Gondrezick had just taken the one thing women in sports rarely get: full authorship of their narrative. Then it got even wilder. Fashion blogs and celebrity stylists started reposting her photos not as a scandal, but as an aesthetic study. The athlete had transformed herself into an editorial mood board overnight. The images weren't just beautiful, they were disruptive. High gloss, low light, with Kysre framed like a cinematic icon, not a former point guard. Each shot carried tension. The contrast of athletic strength softened by deliberate vulnerability. The visuals looked expensive, deliberate, and most of all, dangerous to ignore. Once the magazine hit digital feeds, repost loops exploded. TikTok edits synced her poses to trap remixes. Twitter threads dissected her body language like game film. Reddit flooded with freeze frames and speculation over which shot elements hinted at hidden messages. Some fans claimed the spread's color palette referenced her old team's colors, a quiet jab maybe. Others insisted it was a coincidence. The shoot itself didn't feel like a typical Playboy feature, more stylized, less tease. Lace, light, and legacy, it played like a reintroduction. Viewers called it cinematic, power-coded, even revenge branding. One viral caption summed it up: she didn't retire. She rebranded. Then came the comparison storm. Fans lined her alongside Liz Cambage's OnlyFans era, Serena's Vogue cover, and even Anna Kournikovas' early 2000s crossover. But Kysre stood apart. No endorsement behind it, no PR framing. Just her name, her body of work, and her decision to step into a space most athletes still treat like forbidden ground. But that's not all. Within 48 hours, screenshots of the shoot started circulating on sports pages, not gossip blogs. Analysts noted something rare. Male-dominated platforms were amplifying her imagery not out of mockery, but fascination. The athlete had hacked the algorithm without playing the game. Behind the viral chaos, the brand tension started brewing. Reports claim a few of Kysre's past sponsors went silent after the Playboy drop. One fashion label quietly untagged her from campaign posts. A sneaker brand paused renewal talks. None of them said why, but insiders suggested they were reassessing image alignment. Translation: the Playboy connection scared corporate optics. Sports purists weren't subtle either. Commentators threw around words like distraction and reputation risk, pretending to debate professionalism while farming engagement. But fans called out the hypocrisy fast. Male athletes had posed shirtless for Calvin Klein, flaunted girlfriends on yachts, and even dropped thirst content without a whisper of image concern. Kysre does one cover, and suddenly it's a morality trial. The irony? Playboy's social numbers surged, too. Their post featuring Kysre pulled record engagement for the brand's modern relaunch, outperforming music collabs and influencer drops combined. She wasn't the one losing brand value. She was creating it. Then came the captions. Subtle, cryptic, but sharp. Phrases like, "Not everyone's meant to understand evolution." Fans saw them as a clapback to critics, calm, unbothered, almost surgical in delivery. She didn't need a PR defense. The aesthetic was the statement. But that's not all. One viral rumor suggested a quiet unfollow from a WNBA official account after her post. Fans caught it, screenshotted it, and spun it into a full debate about women's autonomy in sports branding. Whether true or not, the message spread faster than any clarification ever could. Once the Playboy reveal settled into the algorithm, the crossfire started. Screenshots surfaced showing verified NBA players reposting Kysre's shot to their stories. Some with emojis, others with subtle captions like, "Respect the confidence." None confirmed, but fans archived everything before it vanished. Rumors suggest at least one high-profile player slid into the comments under a burner. Another allegedly liked a fan edit before unliking it hours later. Gossip accounts went feral, stitching together timelines, speculating on old flings, and hinting at crossover dynamics between leagues. Every whisper turned into a headline. Then came the influencer wave. Lifestyle creators started stitching her content into feminine power montages. Others used her photos to bait engagement under the "Would your girl let you date an athlete?" format. Even music pages joined in. Edits synced to the weekend tracks, slow pans over her shots captioned, "Play when she posts again." Fans think one celebrity X might have fueled the attention by dropping cryptic tweets right after the spread went live. Nothing explicit, but the timing lined up too neatly. Speculation spiraled. Threads of connection, subtext, and hidden meaning flooded social feeds. Every angle turned her into cultural shorthand for defiance and desire. But that's not all. By week's end, paparazzi shots caught Kysre stepping out in LA, reportedly heading to a private event tied to a music label known for courting viral talent. No confirmation, no denial. Just the image, unbothered, styled, and fully aware that every flashbulb was part of the narrative she now controlled. This wasn't a random rebellion, it was precision. Every move Kysre made post-drop looked strategic, not impulsive. She didn't post daily thirst traps or force engagement cycles. She dropped once, let the internet spiral, then reappeared in curated luxury fits, Balenciaga, Rick Owens, chrome hearts. It felt calculated, like she'd studied the influencer playbook and rewrote it for ex-athletes. Reports claim brand agencies had already reached out within days. Modeling inquiries, podcast invites, and even film casting feelers. Not because of shock value, because she'd proven control. The Playboy spread wasn't exposure, it was leverage. She'd turned controversy into capital. The financial angle hit next. Fans broke down numbers. WNBA salaries versus the kind of licensing and brand deals that come from high-visibility modeling. One viral post bluntly said, "She made more from that shoot than a full season." Not verified, but believable enough to trend. It forced a harsh truth back into circulation. Talent alone doesn't equal value in women's sports, visibility does. Observers called it a reinvention arc. Not just an image flip, but a case study in modern athlete economics. She detached her identity from league limitations and stepped into the entertainment algorithm, where looks, narrative, and timing pay more than stats ever did. Then it got even wilder. Reports claim a few younger players privately messaged support, calling her fearless. That quiet approval revealed the shift. Kysre wasn't just selling a new look. She was testing a new route out of the system. By week 2, the discourse mutated. What started as gossip turned into a cultural argument. Comment sections read like battlegrounds, feminism versus professionalism, autonomy versus attention. Everyone had a take, and none of them matched. Fan pages defended her fiercely. They quoted her old interviews, highlighting how she'd spoken about narrative control years before anyone paid attention. For them, the Playboy feature wasn't rebellion, it was prophecy fulfilled. They framed it as a woman refusing to shrink for a system that profits off her silence. Critics pushed back harder. They claimed it hurt the sport, that it reinforced the wrong image. But their outrage only fed the loop. Every think piece, every clipped rant, every comment kept her name trending. The backlash became free marketing. Then came the TikTok wars, creators dissecting every outfit, every caption, every micro-expression like cultural anthropology. Some called her the new template for athlete reinvention. Others mocked the hysteria, but still couldn't scroll past it. The algorithm rewarded obsession, and Kysre's name became shorthand for both empowerment and provocation. Reports suggest even the WNBA's social team debated whether to reference her name in official posts. They didn't, but fans noticed the silence. The absence said more than any statement could. It signaled that Kysre had escaped the league's gravitational pull. But that's not all. New rumors hinted at a reality docuseries offer circling her camp. Nothing confirmed, but the speculation alone kept her story alive. She didn't need to speak. The culture was narrating for her. By the time the noise cooled, Kysre Gondrezick had already rewritten her place in the ecosystem. She wasn't the player chasing minutes or the influencer chasing likes. She was something else, a cultural flashpoint where sport, beauty, and rebellion collided. The Playboy cover didn't bury her career. It vaporized the ceiling above it. No apologies. No clarifications. Just movement, clean, deliberate, controlled. Each appearance since felt less like comeback PR and more like quiet domination. She'd done what most athletes spend years trying to do. Detach from the institution without losing relevance. Analysts can debate brand value and optics all they want. The reality is simpler. She made the league talk without ever stepping on the court. The photo shoot became her new stat line: reach, reaction, revenue. Every repost was a record. And under all the chaos, one fact remained. She didn't beg the world to see her differently. She forced it to. In a culture obsessed with control, Kysre's greatest play wasn't posing for Playboy. It was proving that visibility, when weaponized, is power. In a league still chasing attention, she didn't wait for the spotlight. She made the camera come to her. And that's how one photo shoot flipped the script on an entire league. Kysre Gondrezick didn't just break the internet, she rewired it. You're watching ctrl+style, the home of athlete chaos, luxury, and controversy. Smash that subscribe, like, and share before the next scandal drops.